This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by Stephen Ward for the first time in 2021. Stephen, first and foremost, Happy New Year. I hope you was able to enjoy the festive period and, of course, the New Year to as good an extent as possible in these uncertain and these dark times. How did you get up to, well, what did you get up to rather over these past few days and this past week or so?
Not much, mate. It was pretty quiet my end. Aye, not much, mate. The same I think bloody everyone got up to, didn't it?
Stephen, you've obviously you've got a fight that you're preparing for, and we've had a brief chat there off camera. It's not a fight which I don't think I'd have ever imagined talking to you about when we first did our first ever interview. We haven't had a chance to speak about it up until this point. So can you just kind of divulge the details of your bout with Hafthor Bjornsson? I apologise if I haven't pronounced his name right to any of the viewers. A Game of Thrones star and a strongman competitor. Can you just kind of explain to me where this fight came about?
It's a bit of a weird one. I was in Belfast a couple of months ago, and the management phoned me and says, the Mountain wants to meet you. And the first day I said, who the hell's called the Mountain? I don't watch Game of Thrones. I've watched a wee bit of Strongman, Know Your Man Eddie Hall, and a couple of others, but I didn't know this fella. And I went down and met him, and he's huge. He's a massive fella. Like, he's 6'10", 400 pound or whatever the hell he is. But yeah, there was talk initially of me doing a bit of like school sparring with him, and at the start to, you know, help him develop because he was going to fight Eddie Hall. So that was happening, and then it just sort of escalated. It says, listen, what about doing an exhibition with him? And I talked to my management at MTK Global, and there was nothing really coming up the way the crisis is at the minute. There was nothing really else coming up, and I thought, why not? I know he's massive, like, and if he hits me, he'd probably kill me stone dead, but why not? Better than being on the building sites every day, like, isn't it?
So you've obviously, you've seen him in the gym, you've seen what he can and can't do. I imagine he's obviously got a limited boxing experience, but what have you made of him when you have seen him in the gym?
He's utmost professional, I think, just inside and out, you know, because he was moving in the gym, and I thought, flip me, he moves well for a big lad, and I told him that, and then he says to me that he, like, I'd never sparred him or anything, and he told me that he used to be a professional basketballer, you know, which, so he was you know, he's agile enough for such a big lad. Haven't really seen much of him in the gym, to be honest. I've only met him, I think, twice. But I'll know him when he's standing in front of me trying to hit me in the face.
Stephen, this has been documented as an exhibition fight. So do you know kind of the rules surrounding it? What have you been told as to what the do's and don'ts are for the fight?
I don't have a clue. But I'm guessing it's almost like, you know, in the amateurs when you used to do like a test match, I'm guessing it's going to be something like that, you know, where you have a referee, and it's pretty much like a fight, apart from there's no winner, no loser. So I don't really know much, mate, to be honest with you, but I don't really mind. Like, I don't really mind.
Do you have any ideas kind of the length of the fight, so the rounds involved, or?
I think it's only like three threes. I think it's 3 3-minute rounds. And a lad his size is bound to be blowing after 3 threes. Like, he's huge. Well, that's what I'm hoping.
Stephen, look, well, what's kind of going to be the situation with your training team trying to travel over there? Obviously, you're currently in Belfast, Jamie Moore over here in England. What is the situation with that and trying to get everybody over to Iceland?
Um, it's a bit of a hassle because obviously Jamie Frampton has a real fight coming up with Herring, you know, and that's a big fight. So he's got that. There's a few other boys in the gym that are keep taking over. Nigel is always in the gym. He juggles work as well, and there's another fellow over here, Paul Johnson in Monkstown, who was maybe going to go with me. But something's came up with him. So I think one of out of the gym that does a lot of pads as well. Assam Fiaz, Akib Fiaz's brother. I think he's going to go with me. He's a sound fella as well, you know, he's a bit of company. And then at least if I get knocked out, I can just blame him.
Stephen, with this bout, kind of what can you take from it then? You know, all joking aside, what do you feel you'll benefit from it?
Will I benefit anything? I don't know. Benefit from it? You're not really going to benefit anything boxing wise, are you? I don't think. But it's like the old saying: you'd rather fight someone that was technically very good than a novice, because at times a novice doesn't know what he's going to do. So how the hell am I meant to know what he's going to do? Um, I'm not really going to benefit anything as in like technical. No, listen, it keeps me busy. It gives me an opportunity to get a few pound. It keeps me in the gym and it sets me up for to keep taking over for 2021 whenever you know whatever's next.
Talking about what you see as being next for yourself in the real world of boxing, shall we say? You know, who are you eyeing up? Who are you looking at as to the next potential opponents?
Um, I don't really know because everything's went. I think now with the pandemic, everything's went on. You need to grab all the opportunities. You would like the likes of this Hafthor thing. You need to grab everything with two hands, and things chances are few and far between now. And I don't know. Honestly, I feel like I'm really going to perform a cruiserweight. I love the weight. It's a natural one for me. Obviously, it was even in the amateurs. I'm excited about it because I think I'm right up there domestic level. I don't really think that there's many domestic that are a load of rings above me. Do you know what I mean? So I'm excited because I know a few good opportunities will come with MTK behind me. So I just got to be patient. I just got to wait for them and just be in the gym taking over.
I mean, domestically, Stephen, you mentioned there's a lot of fights that could be made for yourself going through it, whether they're holding a title or not. You've obviously got Lawrence Okoli on the verge of a world title fight beneath him, Richard Riakporhe, Chris Billum-Smith, Sam Hyde, Dion Juma, Tommy McCarthy, somebody you know well, and yeah, the list goes on. In the ideal world, where would you place yourself kind of in and amongst those names?
Well, just like you say, I put myself amongst them all. Obviously, you've got the likes of um, you've got Coley and stuff. Obviously, he's top of the ladder, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? He's not gonna go and fight someone like me. He's not going for world titles now. Um, you know, but as for the rest of them, I'd say I'm not far off. If not level par, to be honest. Do you know what? Not even level par, maybe slightly above some of them. I feel, but that's my feeling.
Stephen, just want to get your thoughts on a few other things. Obviously, you were a competitor in the Golden Contract tournament. The man who beat you ended up going on to win the tournament in Ricard's BOLTNIks. What are your thoughts on that and his victory over Serge Michel?
Do you know what? I really fancy Sergey going into that fight. I thought, do you know, I really fancy him because his fight against Conroy, I thought he looked very polished. Now I was at the venue that night. It was my debut as a cruiser, and I just thought he looked very good. I thought he put shots together very well. Um, and when he fought BOLTNIks, I didn't think he was nowhere near as good. Maybe I put him on a pedestal after that Conroy fight. I don't know, but listen, he was dead on. He seems a funny guy. Like I didn't really get to know him, but he seems a funny guy, and he done exactly what he needed. Very one dimensional. Everyone just sort of comes forward. He's patient with his shots, and then he throws really flurries, but he's very patient. You know, he doesn't rush anything. He's happy enough to just be chipping away all the time. He's a good fighter. I feel like it's a hard one because I don't know what he's like. I got knocked out in like the first round. You know what I mean? I don't know what his style was or how to beat him really in that. I've haven't really to comment on that. But listen, he got the win. Fair play to him. But the best man won the night, didn't he? That night for Sergey and BOLTNIks.
And just to touch on some guys in your gym, unfortunately, one of your campmates, Martin Murray, came up short against Billy Joe Saunders. and he's obviously announced his retirement since then. Just going back to that, what did you make of Martin's efforts and his subsequent decision to retire from the sport?
Martin's a legend. I think we all knew it was inevitable that potentially this could be the last fight. But we didn't want it to be because he's a great man. He's the only man that Carl Fram's afraid of too. So Fram is shit scared of him for some reason. Now I joke, Martin's tough, man. He's tough as he is, but he's just a good man. He's funny. He's good crack. And he'll still be around the gym. But listen, Billy Joe Saunders is a phenomenal fighter. Might have been a different fight a couple of years ago, initially when they were meant to happen, but it didn't. He went in, he gave it a go, and I think he gave a great account of himself. And he's a legend. He should be very, very, very proud of what he's done. He's accomplished so much.
I mean, with Billy Joe, he's been mentioned as a possible opponent for Canelo. We saw Canelo defeat Callum Smith on December 19th last year. How would you rate Billy Joe's chances if he fought Canelo next?
I think I'll give him probably the most chance out of everyone. To be honest, for his style and the way Billy Joe is, and not even his style, his confidence. No, the thing you seem to know about Canelo, when people are fighting Canelo, like Rocky, like Smith, like the rest of them, it's almost like confidence goes. Do you know what I mean? I think that's one of the contributing factors. It's they doubt that they're going to win. Billy Joe's not that type of man. Billy Joe's a man that he'll bite down. Like, he's convinced if you put him on lie detector test, he's going to beat you, and that's just the way it is. So I think confidence. I think he's a great opportunity for it. Obviously it's a tough fight, but mentally, I think the fight suits him.
Now, you also mentioned Carl Frampton earlier on. We're all waiting for news as to what's happening with the Jamal Herring fight for the WBO title. You're good friends with Carl. Do you have any kind of inkling or knowledge as to where things stand with it?
Oh, man, it doesn't tell me anything. The only thing he tells me is whenever he needs a coffee brought to the gym. Nah, listen, I don't know. I know it must just be hanging on, like a day must be hanging on a thread at the minute. It has to be, because he's in the gym every day. He's training. He doesn't stop, and you can see that he's not just tipping over, like messing about. He's properly training. Do you know what I mean? So I'd say it's not in the too distant future.
Stephen, we'll leave it there now and leave you to enjoy the rest of your evening and, of course, the rest of your camp up until you fight on the 16th of January. Best of luck with that. I'll leave the final word to you, though. For everybody who will tune in to watch this, what would you like to say to them?
I just hope I don't get knocked out, because it'd be very, very embarrassing. It would be very, like, Jamie Mears told me that I can't come back to the gym if I get knocked out. So.
Well, Stephen, I certainly hope you don't get knocked out either, because
Cheers, mate. That's always a bonus.
he's a bit of a mountain. So yeah, I don't envy you and the challenge ahead, but I appreciate your time, mate. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thanks very much, mate.